I'm Glenn Elliott, and we're here today to talk trash. You might have thought that talking trash was something that athletes do in the heat of a competitive battle, but for us it has a different meaning. It has to do with the waste we create every day. If you're anything like me, during your busy schedule, you might dump a half-empty cup of coffee into the waste paper basket under your desk. Later, when it's carried away, you might realize that it has contaminated the otherwise dry waste. Here's a statistic you might find interesting. Reuters in New York generates 10.5 tons of recyclable matter every week. If you blow that up, that's over 500 tons a year of recycled matter. So what happens to all that trash that we generate? To find out what you think, we've gone around and asked you.
What do you think happens to the garbage that you throw into your bin under your desk?
It gets under the desk.
What do you think happens to it?
I would assume it just goes in the regular... Well, actually, it's a good point. I don't know.
And do you think it gets recycled at all?
In this building, I don't know.
Ideally, we'd like to see recycling, but I'm not really convinced that it really happens over here.
Did you know that when people throw their leftover lunch into the bin under their desk, it negatively impacts the recycling process?
You mean like this?
Exactly.
If I don't separate it, I think it's not reusable.
If I knew it would make a difference to separate my messy trash from all of my desk trash, I would definitely do it.
Does Reuters recycle, you think, or do they not recycle?
We should. We're supposed to. Whether or not that's actually happening, I don't know.
From our interviews, we learned that many of you are confused, just like me, about what happens to that trash that's removed from underneath your desks. To find out, we decided to follow the garbage truck from 3 Times Square to New Jersey.
Let's ride.
We're here at IES headquarters, the recycling capital of the Northeast. We have the distinct pleasure of being with Pete Janis today to talk about what happens to our trash when it leaves 3 Times Square. Okay, so this is the main sorter.
This is the main line. This is the incline belt that's going to bring the material up from the floor to our main sorting line where the people will be picking and sorting through the material. Okay, now these first stations right here, they're mainly concerned with cardboard. They're trying to pull as much cardboard out of the load as possible, off the conveyor belt. This station is the most important station on our recycling because this gets all the trash out of the line.
Okay, you can see these people are working very hard on a continuous basis, so we really have to appreciate the work they're doing. What we're looking at is inside the trommel, where the trash is rotating so that the smaller pieces that are contaminants to the clean, recyclable paper fall out into bins below. This keeps what flows then up the next belt in a more clean state.
This is our last station, it's bin 8, and this is just a constant flow of our good office pack material that'll flow down onto the bottom belt. But you can see that material going up the incline into the baler, and that's our last quality control area. This is our baler.
What do those weigh?
They're about 1,500 pounds. Most of our office pack right now is going overseas to China and India, as well as the cardboard.
They're using it for recycled paper?
Yeah.
I think when we look at the end product, we feel very good to know that this amount of trash is recycled. When we look behind us, we realize that this amount of trash ends up in our landfills, baled up to be part of the landscape for years to come. We learned a lot today. We learned that our desk trash does get recycled. We also learned that much garbage that should be separated ends up in the recycled bins. Let's end with a very interesting statistic. Some 30% of the waste sent to the recycle plant must end up in the land dump because it has been contaminated. To help you participate in our recycling program, we are going to distribute additional waste bins for wet trash throughout the premises. That way, the trash can under your desk will be solely used for dry waste. I don't know about you, but I feel very good about today. I certainly feel less cynical about the degree of recycling that goes on throughout our premises. I want to thank you for focusing in on this issue today and hope you, like me, have a re-energized spirit about recycling.